Hello, my name is Andrew Chaffer. I am the technology support person for Pelham High School, and I have been working in the profession for about the past 5 years, but I've been working on computers for over 20 years, and the type of computers I have been using have been PC, Mac, laptops, and tablets, and of course, smartphones and things of that nature. My experience with floppy disk earlier in the uh, years of computer usage, I used it a lot for storing things, transferring files and stuff like that. I found it uh, very limited because of the amount of storage that you could use. Of course, later on they came out with zip drives, and of course what really helped is when they came out with flash drives. Um, Floppy disks, were great at the time, but again, it was hard to transfer files and everything of that nature, especially pictures, because there just was not a lot of memory on it. Um, so the only pros I would say for floppy disks was basically transferring like Word files, documents, and things like that. But pictures and movies and video, that nature, you couldn't transfer anything. And especially if you're transferring large software, sometimes you had to have like anywhere between 5 to 10 floppy disk, and there was a lot of problems. Insert disk 2, insert disk 3, and it would take many hours to install software programs. So the difference between floppy and flash drives is like night and day. With flash drives, you can store much large amounts of Word documents, and of course a good amount of pictures. Video depends on the size of the flash drive. If you have a large capacity flash drive like 4, 8, 4, you can usually put whatever you have on a DVD onto a flash drive. 4 gigabyte on an 8, you can double that, and then of course as you double, that's the more memory that you can have. And of course the higher the memory of flash drives, like I personally own an 8 gigabyte that I use for work, and I store many of assistance software that I use to fix computers and things like that on the flash drive, and of course some personal files and everything. So it does hold quite a bit. I don't put a lot of video on it because video, depending on the size, what kind of video it is. Windows Media files, you can put quite a few on there, but large like DVD videos or large MPEG files, or especially AVI files or something like of those nature, they eat up a lot of memory. So you don't. That's the only con I would say with flash drives, but they do come in handy when you want to transfer like short movies and things like that. Cloud technology, I'm still kind of getting into that. It looks very promising. Depends on how much capacity it has and how well it works. The only setback with that is that with cloud technology, you must have internet access. I mean, that's the only way that you can get to the cloud is by internet access. So that would be my drawback, because sometimes, if I can't get an internet connection, it's nice to be able to transfer something. And so that's where the flash drives and external hard drives come in handy. So I haven't really gravitated towards the cloud yet, but I can see how it can be very promising if there's a reliable internet connection, which is becoming more and more stable as technology grows. And so I can see it becoming a usable function and later on in the use of technology, storing information, transferring information, storing backup, I'm sure, for things of that technology. So I do see that it possibly, not completely, but possibly taking a larger role in storage like media. But again, you're limited to where you must have an internet connection. So if the internet goes down, you have no access to your files. So that's where the USB flash drive or external hard drives, not necessarily hard drives, but external hard drives and flash drives really come in handy. I know in my experience that when the internet's been down, I've been able to go to my external hard drive and pull files from it and be able to use it in emergency situations and things of that nature. As far as using it in the school system, again, it's a very usable media in the school system. I can see where it could be of great use. Most school systems have a network, and yeah, I guess it would depend on the school system on whether they wanted to invest in a server that would hold large amounts of storage media for teachers, administrators, and so on. I could see it really depends on the cost. If the cloud is free, or if the cloud, is financially more more usable, and of course the internet connection is more stable, then I could see the schools gravitating towards that. But I could also see where it would be much faster and probably easier for teachers to access, and store stuff on internal servers. The only drawback on that, of course, is getting access to it if you're outside of campus or away, not part, or you're not connected to the network on campus. So that's where I see the cloud would be greatly helpful. Like if they're at a conference, or at another school or something of that nature, I could see where the cloud would become very handy in that situation. I haven't. I know Chromebook is totally cloud based, and I haven't really had much experience with it. Haven't really used it much. Our school system just recently changed over to using Google Docs, calendars, and email, and so on. So I imagine that we will be getting into using the Chromebook for future use at some point. But I myself, I personally just stick to flash drives and external hard drives as far as storing files and everything. Now I do use Google Documents and have a few documents stored on Google. I don't have a lot, but I do have a few documents stored on Google that I access from time to time, mostly PDF files and Word files and things of that nature. I try to stay away from pictures and of course video, because Google Docs only gives you about 1 gig of space, I believe, right now. So it's very limited, but I don't use it quite often. Usually I carry around with me 1 or 2 flash drives, or I have access to external hard drives, and so that's what I use now. But I see cloud technology probably being very helpful in the future. It might even be something that I start using on a regular basis, since outside of doing technology work for Pelham City Schools, I also use it for personal means, and for my church and so on and so forth, helping out friends and family with their computer issues and things of that nature. So I can see where that cloud technology would help very much. Again, the only drawback I see is, of course, having a reliable internet connection, which again, it's getting better and better each year, especially with the use of now tablets and smartphones and wireless and so on and so forth. But that the wireless network and cloud technology probably works really well in large cities or medium-sized cities. Now in small towns, I don't know how well it would work or is working, again because most small towns in the US are still not technology as far as the network and cloud services. We don't have reliable towers in our area, and some phone, a lot of, especially with my phone, I lose signals and things like that. So that's where I see would be a con. Now, at some point, I'm sure they'll improve the network, hopefully, and we'll get better signals and stronger internet connections. So then the cloud technology would be very beneficial. So as of right now, there's good and bad, but in my case, because I work in a small town area and I work for a small town school, um, we do have a great network system here, and we do have internet signals and a good wireless system and a great structure, but because we live in a small town area, our wireless or cell phone towers aren't the best, and especially when I'm inside the school here, I do most cell phone signals are very, very, very weak, and get a lot of drop calls or I miss calls. So hopefully that once that improves, things will get much better. Well, I hope this was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, please contact me at Pelham City Schools or personally. And wish you the best. God bless, and have a good day.